This is the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Friday, the 24th of March. I'm James Spann. Of course, all the attention focused on the chance of severe storms across Alabama late tonight, but there could be some strong storms over the southern half of the state on Sunday. Hey, it must be March in Alabama. A lot of things are happening. We'll begin with the upper air look across the country today. There's a large upper high over Cuba and South Florida, a trough going negative tilt out across the southern plain states. That'll be providing the dynamic support for strong to severe storms tonight. But as expected, today is beautiful across Alabama. It's warm, breezy, partially sunny. Thicker clouds back off to the west. We'll check the radar, and you can see showers and thunderstorms in progress over parts of West Tennessee, not severe. Storms over western Arkansas. But for the moment, things are relatively quiet, but activity should begin to pick up west of the state over the next 6 hours. Mostly upper 70s and low 80s this afternoon. Birmingham at 78, Anniston 79, Tuscaloosa 81, 82 for Montgomery. We'll stay relatively warm through Sunday. Now, one issue tonight, it's the gradient wind, not related to storms. We have a wind advisory in effect for a pretty good chunk of Alabama, basically north of a line from near Jackson to Camden to Prattville to Ashland to Heflin. The areas there in brown, we could see winds out of the south, again, not related to storms, gusting to 35 miles an hour tonight. And we note off to the west, the counties in yellow over parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma. That is a tornado watch, the first tornado watch of the event. And north of the state, we have flash flood watches in effect from northern Arkansas into northern West Virginia. So really not much change in the severe weather outlook for tonight, rest of today and tonight. Again, we have that level 4 out of 5. Moderate risk west of the state from Memphis down the Mississippi River to near Vicksburg. In Alabama, we have an enhanced risk over the northwestern corner of the state. That's level 3 out of 5. A level 2 out of 5 threat, basically from Birmingham west. And then a level 1 out of 5 risk down to Montgomery. We'll check the probabilistic outlooks. And the one change is that the shoals, Florence, Sheffield, Tuscumbia, Muscle Shoals, now in that hatched area up in the northwestern corner of the state. That means there could be a strong tornado involved tonight. And by definition, that is EF2 or higher. And of course, the higher tornado probabilities are west of the state. But understand, we could certainly see a tornado or two over north or west Alabama tonight. The higher chance of a tornado will be from Birmingham north and west tonight. This is the probabilistic outlook for damaging straight-line winds. And again, we have that hatched area clipping the northwestern corner of the state. We will have that risk as well tonight, the chance of strong damaging straight-line winds within that line of storms, and much more on the event as we go through modeling. So this is the outlook tomorrow after 7 a.m., and we have a marginal risk for east and southeast Alabama for storms that linger through about mid-morning tomorrow, from near Roanoke and Auburn, Opelika, down to Dothan, Geneva, and Enterprise. And then on day 3, which is Sunday, the front's going to stall, and we have a marginal risk of severe storms for Alabama south of a line from near Tuscaloosa to Columbiana and Wedowee. And we don't expect a tornado issue on Sunday, but there could be a few storms with hail and strong straight-line winds. So keep that in mind that Sunday afternoon. And look at here, day 7. This is Thursday of next week. We have a risk of severe storms with a new system over parts of Texas, Oklahoma, southern Kansas. Remains to be seen if we have a problem here after that. But again, we'll go through modeling here in just a moment. Here's the rain for the next 7 days for most of Alabama. Rain amounts between 1.5 and 2.5 inches between now and Friday morning of next week. So model fans, let's start with the high-resolution HER model. High-resolution rapid refresh, HRRR. This is valid tonight at 1 a.m., just after midnight. And again, the models have trended a little faster with that line of storms. But you can see this looks like a linear type event, a line of storms stretching from near Athens down to about Haleyville and Sullivan at 1 a.m. And obviously, in a linear type setup, the primary concern will be from damaging straight-line winds. But based on the profiles, there certainly could be a few tornadoes involved. So this is the instability. And if there's a limiting factor, that's it. Thankfully, this is coming through at a time where the air tends to be a little more stable. But those instability values are sufficient for severe storms. The wind dynamics are pretty impressive, especially north of Interstate 20. This is the SRH, the Storm Relative Helicity. And again, we'll have a pretty screaming low-level jet late tonight. This is the significant tornado parameter, 1 a.m. Elevated values over west central Alabama. And this is the updraft helicity product. And understand as you look at this, that when you see those lines, that doesn't mean a tornado is going to go right down that line. It might, but that's not exactly what that means. By simply looking at this, you can see where conditions are maximized for rotating storm updrafts. And you can see the higher tornado probabilities based on this would be over the northern half of Mississippi, the northern half of Alabama, West Tennessee, late tonight. And then by 7 a.m. tomorrow, we've got a weakening band of storms pushing into southeast Alabama, south and east of Montgomery. Timing really hasn't changed much since our morning update. From Birmingham north and west, the window from 10 p.m., 10 o'clock tonight until 2 a.m. tomorrow. South and east of Birmingham, the window between 1 and 5 a.m. And then southeast Alabama, 4 to 8 a.m. Again, we've talked about it, and I'll mention it here again, and that we sometimes need to be a bit repetitive, that the two main concerns we have tonight, number one, it's people getting the warnings. Number two, people that live in mobile homes. And in terms of people getting the warning, obviously a weather radio is the baseline. And I bet you have one if you take the time to watch this. But if you don't, you need to get one. Cell service can fail. And that is very reliable. Anything can fail, but weather radio service is very reliable. It will wake you up. And then, of course, next comes your phone. And on your phone, be sure you have wireless emergency alerts enabled. Go to settings, notifications, emergency alerts, be sure that's on. And please do not have the sleep mode or do not disturb mode enabled tonight. You need to disable those so you can get notifications. And then for those in mobile homes, be sure that you know where you're going. You can't stay in a mobile home if you're in a tornado warning polygon. You just can't do that. And it might be 1 a.m. It might be 2 a.m. Where's the nearest shelter? Is it open? How do you get there? The fastest way? Do you have transportation? If there's no shelter, what's the nearest business that's open 24/7? A truck stop or something like that that can offer shelter, serve as a shelter. And you need to think about that now instead of 1 a.m. when the warning is issued. And again, I want to stress, too, that these events are very common here in March. There's so much hype across some of the, TikTok guys and the YouTube guys and, never happened before. This could be blah, blah, blah. But look, guys, this is routine. Yes, you absolutely have to be prepared, but we'll get through the night fine. So let's go to tomorrow. This is 4 o'clock, back to the GFS. And that negative tilt shortwave is lifting well to the north, and there might be a few lingering showers over east or southeast Alabama tomorrow afternoon, but for most of the state, the sky becomes mostly sunny. A decent chunk of the day will be much like today, warm and dry with highs at or just over 80. Now, Sunday, the front stalls out, little impulse comes along, and that's going to kick up more showers and storms along and south of the stall boundary. And again, that's why we have this marginal risk of severe storms here. And again, the concern, it's not tornadoes Sunday afternoon, but wind and some hail. And again, the better chance of storms along and south of Interstate 20 Sunday afternoon. The high Sunday, upper 70s in most spots. Monday, same thing, the better chance of rain and storms over the southern two-thirds of the state from Birmingham south. If you're up in the Tennessee Valley, you might miss all of this Sunday and Monday. And then Wednesday, showers just creeping down to the south, and by again, midweek will be dry. Let's go to Thursday, and you can see the new storm back off to the west. A surface low is over western Kansas, and this could bring severe storms to parts of Texas, Oklahoma, maybe southern Kansas. And there might be a shower here Thursday. Then we'll go to Friday. This is a week from today. This is March 31st, wrapping up the month. And that ridge over the Gulf seems to be the dominant factor, and that might shunt the main energy from this thing to the north, maybe limiting any severe weather chances for the end of next week. But we'll mention a chance of showers and storms at the end of next week, and we'll just wait and see how that plays out. Let's go out 10 days. This is Monday, April 2nd. Upper low north and west of the state, and that looks fairly quiet. This is the rain for Birmingham coming off the GFS ensemble. The mean is about 4 inches between now and the 9th of April. It's a lot of rain, but this is the wettest time of the year. The national blend of models for Birmingham. You can see 82 tomorrow, 80 again by Friday of next week. Otherwise, highs in the 70s, lows in the 40s and 50s. And hot off the presses, this is the brand new 8 to 14 day outlook. This is for April 1st through April 7th. And maybe the Tennessee Valley a little below average, maybe the Gulf Coast a little above average. But the bottom line is it looks pretty average for much of the state if this forecast verifies. So one more time, if you're just joining us, our greatest concern, it's the possibility of severe storms late tonight. The window opens up for northwest Alabama about 10 o'clock, and the line of storms progressing through the state during the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. And again, the greatest tornado potential will be in areas from Birmingham north and west. If you're south and east of Birmingham, the potential is pretty low, not zero, but fairly low. And on top of that, we could see damaging straight-line winds with that line of storms. And again, the higher chance of damaging winds would be from Birmingham north and west. So just be sure that you have a good, reliable way of getting the warnings in the middle of the night. And again, if you live in a mobile home, now you think about what you're going to do if you go in a polygon at 1:30 a.m. And again, I know you're thinking, this guy doesn't know how hard that is for us to do that. I understand that. But again, you have to place a certain value on your life and safety, and you just got to get out. And now's the time to think about it. But again, tomorrow will be a nice day. We'll get past it, and then we'll deal with the stronger storms over the southern two-thirds of the state on Sunday. All right, got to run over to the television side. Thanks for watching. And again, I was scheduled to be in Iowa today and tomorrow to speak at a conference up there, but that's not going to happen. We'll be in the office all night doing severe weather. I'll be speaking virtually tomorrow morning. And again, all the people that ask about watching us, don't forget, what I do, television over here, it's free, over the air, cheap antenna, free. You don't need internet, you don't need cable or any of that stuff. It's free. A lot of younger people don't know that, but it's free. But if you want to watch us online, YouTube is always the best option. Go to the ABC 3340 YouTube channel. YouTube.com/ABC3340, and you can use the YouTube app on your Roku, Apple TV, Chromecast, whatever you got, and watch it that way or on your phone. So again, I'll be with Taylor in the office over in Studio A late tonight for severe weather coverage, and of course this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a marvelous weekend, and God bless.